We're back! God damn it.
Hey guys, welcome to a whole new series I'm doing. This is going to be Pokemon Red. And as you can see, it has not found a save file. And that's because I just changed the save battery on this particular copy of Red. It has belonged to me for many years now. I don't remember where I first got it. I think a friend of mine gave it to me. But I had to replace the save battery recently and lost everything that was on it. But you know, that's okay. At least replacing the save battery is pretty easy. But because of that, I get to start a whole new adventure. And I'm going to do it with you guys. So welcome to Pokemon Red. Now, I'm sorry if you've never played Pokemon before. This isn't going to be like a huge tutorial thing or anything. It's very much just going to be me going through the game and chatting it up with you guys, you know, kind of looking at stuff I like in the game, things that I think they did better in second-gen games, and future ones, of course. And, of course, commenting on some of the sprites. If you can see, look at the border. Look how ugly those are. By the way, do you guys think I should keep the border on, or do you think I should zoom the screen in so you can't see it? I'm fine with either way, but I don't know what the better solution would be. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Now, you may not know, but I've always wanted to play Game Boy games on the TV. So I was super excited when I got my N64 and a copy of Pokemon Staduim. So I was like, finally I can play Pokemon on the TV. Now, it's not as good as, say, the Game Boy player for GameCube, because I can't play all my games, but I'll fix that someday. I'm working on it. Alright, now here's where we do the name entry. I'm gonna see if it'll let me... Can I do that? I have an idea of what I want my name to be. Yes, I think it'll work. Okay. So, I'm gonna name myself Idiot Mark. And who better to be my rival than Henry? So, it's going to be Mark and Henry going at it together. Unfortunately, I don't have enough character spaces, so I'm going to have to cheat a little and go H-N-R-Y. Yeah! So, we are here. I'm so excited, guys. I wanted to do a Pokemon Let's Play for a long time. In fact, Let's Playing Pokemon was one of the reasons why I wanted to start this channel. It was so one day I could just relive all my Pokemon adventures. But this time with people. I actually have my I almost said SNES, my N64 hooked up to a little CRT in my room, so it's exactly like it would be back in the day. Now you have to remember, always withdraw that potion, because it'll be useful. You need to use it to kick your rival's ass. So, let's go down and meet Mom. Hi, Mom. All boys leave home. Well, isn't that great? She's just like, yeah, I know you're leaving, whatever. Have a good trip. Alright, what's on TV? Is that Stand By Me? Doesn't that happen in that movie? Where they walk across railroad tracks while they're looking for the dead body or something? I don't know. I don't remember movies that well. I play a lot more games than I do watch movies. I'm fully willing to admit that. So let's just explore a little bit. Here's Henry's house. Along with... Apparently Henry has a sister and I don't, which... Okay. Whatever. Oh, and everybody's favorite NPC. He's in every game, and I always love hearing the new feature he talks about. And for some reason, there's this random girl walking around in the lab. I don't know why she's here. The aides make sense, at least. And you actually do get to meet them again. There's gonna be a point where I have to decide, am I gonna go for a complete Pokédex? And the answer to that is a big fat maybe. I'll think about it anyway. So let's go find Grandpa. Or Professor Ock. There he is. Oak. Now, if you've seen any glitch compilations for these games, which I'm sure most of you have, you will know that you can get Professor Oak to enter the building and then you just like run to the wall. And then the game just freezes there. Probably not a good idea to save right before that. But I think it's pretty funny. Alright, time for the most important part of any Pokemon game, where we choose our starters. And like most things in these games, I have a reason as to which starter I pick. Anytime I play a Pokemon game, I always pick the water starter. I'm going to show you all three, just so you can see them. Wow, Charmander's heavy. He weighs 19 pounds. Not that 19 pounds is particularly heavy, but, I mean, it is kind of heavy. Well, I mean, Squirtle weighs 20 pounds, so big deal. Oh god, what does Bulbasaur weigh? 15 pounds. Huh. Okay. Yes, I always pick the water starter, especially on my first playthrough of any game. And the reason I pick water is because that's what my best friend in elementary school would always pick. She would always pick the water starters. And she was the one who actually got me into Pokemon in the first place. So, in honor of those good times I shared with her, I always pick the water starter. Now I have the option to give it a nickname, and I think I thought of a pretty good one. Where's Select? There it is. Yeah, the N64 controller doesn't have a Select button, so apparently they mapped it to L, which I guess is an okay place for it. Will it fit? I think it will. No, I have one letter too few. Crap. So, don't forget the rule, guys. If it's a Squirtle, it's a turtle. Or in this case, a Tortle. That's a really dumb joke, but it made me smile, so I don't care. But yeah, so you might remember me saying in the past too, I want to play all the games that I play on cartridge, and this includes the Pokemon games. I'm looking into getting a DS capture card so I can do those games. I have an original DS, so I can pretty easily send that away to get modded. Let's go ahead and save right here before anything happens. Nice. Okay. So, because this is on Pokemon Stadium, I can actually get a fast forward feature, but I haven't unlocked it yet. Mostly because I bought this copy on eBay, and it was used from Blockbuster. It has Blockbuster stickers on it and stuff, so I don't have the heart to take those out. Oh, but now we gotta fight our rival. We gotta fight Henry. And show him once and for all that I'm better than you, Henry, and you know it. Especially when it comes to early-gen Pokemon. Alright, so let's kill this Bulbasaur. Or I'm sorry, make it faint. In quotation marks. We always said kill them. Like, I know a lot of people's moms would get mad at that, and we'd be... But no, you're definitely killing them. I mean, yeah, the game says you knock them out, but no, they're dead. They're fucking dead. They can't come back and fight. You can't use an awakening on them. Because at one point we figured out, oh yeah, if they're knocked out, they're just asleep, so shouldn't an awakening, wake them up and make them fight again? But no, apparently that's somehow different. I don't really know how. But nice. Just like that, Tortle grew an entire level. Alright. He's gonna make his Pokemon toughen up? Sure thing. So we have one mission for today. And today's mission is going to be, we have to get Oak's parcel and bring it back, and then we have to have our second rival battle. And then after that, we'll start building our team. And you might be thinking, well, why wouldn't you build your team before then? But there's a good reason for that, and it's because you can get free Pokeballs. Who doesn't love free Pokeballs? I know I love free Pokeballs. But yeah, I remember the first time I ever played a Pokemon game. I grew up as kind of a sheltered kid around the time Pokemon was coming out. So when I first heard about it, it was from people at school. And you know, they were singing the theme song and everything else, and I was like, what are you talking about? What is this? And eventually I got to play one of the games. A friend of mine lent me his Game Boy Pocket, and I played Red on it. On the condition, of course, that I used it to catch Diglett. He had this really weird goal of wanting to fill up his save file with nothing but Digletts. And I mean, seriously, just nothing but Digletts. So I spent all day in Diglett's cave catching only Digletts. We ended up filling... How many boxes are there? I think we filled like 6 or 7 boxes with Digletts, and then his team was just Doug Trio, and we released everything else. But, yeah, it was an adventure. I got to play Yellow version for real a little while later. Or was it around the... It was... No, that was a little while later, because I had my Game Boy Color at that time. I asked for a Game Boy Color for Christmas, and I got one. And it came with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Which is another very fun game that I need to get back someday and play on the channel. It's a very simple RPG, but it's pretty fun. It doesn't take a lot of time. I have Chamber of Secrets somewhere in my room that I got from a friend of mine. Yeah, Oak wants us to finish the Pokédex for some reason. Like, he's the expert on Pokemon, but he somehow hasn't seen all the Pokemon on his own, and he can't even give us a head start of what he has already seen. Seems fishy. But yeah, I didn't actually watch the Pokemon TV show first, I played the games. A yard duty at my elementary school lent me her son's copies of the game, because her son apparently... I don't remember if he moved out for college or what it was, but she's like, oh yeah, no, he won't be playing these anymore. He's never at home, so you can play them. And when my mom found out, because she saw me with a yellow Game Boy cartridge, she's like, I don't remember buying you that. And I was like, oh yeah, no, a yard duty at my school let me play it. And she was furious. She was so mad. She was like, no, you don't know what kind of person that could be. They could be a pedophile. And she was so mad. She was like, no, you bring those games back and you don't talk to her anymore. I was like, geez, okay. Oh, I forgot, you can't buy potions here. Useless. Alright. I don't remember what level Gary's stuff is at. Or Henry's, I guess. So I'm going to save before we challenge him, and if it's too high we can go grind a little bit. But yeah, it was crazy, yo. Like, also I'm not getting any wild encounters. I don't think that's ever happened before. But yeah, she's just like, no, you cannot borrow these games from people. These are expensive. You don't know what her intentions are. Really, she was just a really nice yard duty. Like, she was probably the nicest one there. But, you know how parents are. They want to protect their kids, and that's understandable. Really a level 9 Pidgey. Why would you have a level 9 Pidgey? Oh, that's not good. He's critting me already. No, you butt munch. Oh. I think I'm gonna need to restart, guys. Oh, is there no, Oh, there's no reset option. Okay, we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Alright, ignore this. The illusion is broken. Okay. So we know he's too hard to fight right now, so we're not going to try that again. No siree. Nope. So here's a question. Do you guys know any other games other than the Pokemon Stadium games that use the Game Boy pack? Because I know there's gotta be more than just Pokemon. They wouldn't create one accessory for Pokemon, right? Would they? I mean, it is pretty popular, so maybe they would. But seems unlikely. Alright, let's go beef up our Squirtle a little bit. We don't want to make him too strong because it'll be too hard to catch Pokemon, but we'll grind him for a couple levels. But the first Pokemon game I ever owned was Pokemon Crystal version. I saved up money for it, and I went and bought it. And this was after the Game Boy Advance came out, so it was probably around 2001, 2002? Maybe it was 2000, I think it was 2002. Maybe 2003, I don't know. It was sometime like that. But anyways, I got it, and I was so happy. I had my very own Crystal version, and it was mine, and I still have it to this day. It's not in its original plastic casing anymore, but that's a story for another time. I'll tell you guys that one later. And I don't have the original save file either. That got erased a long time ago when the save battery died. But I've recently become good enough at soldering to where I can replace all the save batteries in my games, and never have to worry about that again. So is it just me, or is the sound a little bit off? It might just be the headphones I'm listening to it through, but it sounds a little off compared to the Game Boy games. It might just be that we're emulating it, but I don't know. It's a little off. Just a little bit, though. Just enough for my ear to go, wait a minute, that's not right. Yes! Alright, we are level 7. 2 more levels and we can go fight Gary. Let's see, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah! So, I didn't have a link cable either. Like, I didn't have any way to trade Pokemon, and I had just had my Game Boy Color. It was the teal one. You know, that kind of bluish-green one that they used in all the advertisements? I was so proud I had that model, because it was the one you saw in the commercials, and I was like, yeah, it makes it so much cooler. Even though it really didn't make any difference at all. But I was so happy I had that one. And I got quite a few Game Boy games over the years, which I don't have most of them anymore. I'm kind of sad I don't. I miss a lot of them. But, I mean, nowadays Game Boy games are so cheap, you can just get them whenever, and it doesn't really matter. So I guess it's not the biggest loss that I don't have them anymore, but oh well. I mean, if you were to take all the things I never had as a kid, or the things I did have as a kid, and then weigh them against what I have now, I mean, yeah. Oh well. I buy good Game Boy games whenever I see them. Like, I went to a GameStop that I didn't even know had retro games. I wasn't even there for retro stuff. I was mall walking with Henry, because sometimes when we're bored at, like, in the middle of the day at our school, there's a mall, like, a mile down the road. So we'll go drive over there, and we'll just walk around the mall and look at all the shops and stuff. And we went into the GameStop there, and lo and behold, there were 2 games that both Henry and I were looking for. There was a copy of Crystal version and a copy of Emerald. And Henry and my jaws hit the floor when we saw that. I bought them both immediately. I had to have them. You can never have too many copies of Pokemon Crystal. That's just like a rule. Like, there's never enough copies of that game. Because it's the best Pokemon. In fact, I've even pre-purchased it on the 3DS. So whenever it's released, I'll have it. Like, you guys have no idea how much I love Crystal version. Like, it's... maybe you do, I don't know. But, like, to this day, I don't think I've played a Pokemon game that has satisfied me as much as that one. Crystal just had so much meat to it. Oh yeah, I get stabbed now. But, like, Crystal had so much meat to it when you played it. It was beautiful. The post-game was... oh, it's... It's so good. I can't wait till we play 2nd gen. But we gotta do 1st gen first. Gotta get that out of the way. Not to say that I don't like 1st gen, I just don't have as many nostalgic memories with it. Because I kind of just jumped in right when 2nd gen was coming out. That was around the time I started with Pokemon. I didn't really have much exposure to all the very early years of it, because sheltered. And, you know, by the time I actually bought my own game, Gen 3 was coming out. So, yeah, my experience with Pokemon is not as rich and deep as some people's. In fact, when I first tried to get a Pokemon game, my mom thought they were too violent and wouldn't let me get it, because she was like, no, it's too violent. And then I made her watch some footage of it. I think they had a kiosk with Pokemon Yellow in it. And I was like, does this really look too violent to you? And she's like, yeah, no, that's fine. You can have it. She just got sucked into all that media hype that was around it at the time. How, do you guys remember any of that on the news when they'd say things like, oh, Pokemon is turning kids to Satanism, and things like that? And of course, if you're not from America, it's probably just bizarre to hear. And trust me, it's bizarre here, too. Like, it's bizarre to me to hear all that, because it's like, you look at this, even when you look at the show, you're just like, how do they construe Satanism? Because, like, the show is all about teamwork and friendship and, you know, things like that. And then the games are just a bit of fun, you know? You just catch these adorable little creatures and pit them in battle against each other, which, I mean, even before Pokemon, we were already doing that. It's called Bug Wars. Yeah, that's something else we used to do in elementary school. Back before everybody had a Game Boy in their pocket, we would capture bugs on the playground and everywhere else and make them fight. I had a trusty ant colony at my side that I would pull ants from, and eventually I got a queen and had a magic school bus ant farm in my room, and I had a queen ant in there and a bunch of, you know, smaller ants. And I had one ant fighter in particular who just refused to die. I sent him into battle for like 3 or 4 weeks straight, and he did not die. That ant was tough, man. I think the only reason he died was because he got in a fight that he couldn't win. He got pit against a wasp. Alright, level 9 should be high enough. Let's go fight him now. But, yeah, that ant. Him and his team, like, I have a pretty good idea of how ant hierarchy works, but if there's such a thing as an ant general, that ant I had was definitely the general. He was one tough insect, I'll tell you that. And I even called him a cool name to emphasize that. He was the almighty General Antington. I know, real creative, right? But, I mean, I was in like 2nd, 3rd grade, sometime like that. Alright, let's challenge him again. And this time I should be able to beat him. Well, you don't have any badges either, Gary. You're not so great. Alright, first real rival battle of the game. Or I guess 2nd. Because the first one was in the lab. Alright, Tortle, let's do this. Hit him with that stab! It's kind of annoying in the 1st gen that Gust is a normal type move. But it is. There's a lot of weird things about 1st gen Pokemon that just don't make any sense. Like, why is Gust a normal type move? Why? What reason is there for that? Who sees Gust and thinks, yeah, normal type? Oh, that was scary. Ugh, get some. Now, it's weird, he has his level 9 Pidgey, but then look at his Bulbasaur. Oh, I guess it's level 8. I thought it was lower than that for some reason. As long as he doesn't have a stab move, we're good. But even if he has a stab move... I'll go... Oh crap, that's not what I meant. Whatever. Stop growling at me. But yeah, and I remember as a kid too, whenever I'd play Pokemon, see, a lot of people would do the thing where they just had one Pokemon and made him like super strong. I always tried to have a really diverse team. Like, when I was a kid, I got really into the type advantages, and I never got into like EV and IV training and stuff, but I got into a lot of the other specifics of how the game works. And I was like the best breeder at my school too. I had things that everybody wanted. And Pokemon eggs you could trade for a lot at my school. Like, people would bring money. Oh snap, he's got Leech Seed. That's a scary move. But at least he's gonna die, so it doesn't matter. You waited too long to use that, loser. Haha. And now my Turtle's level 10. Beat you, Henry. Trust me, that was not luck. Yeah, whatever, Henry. So we're 1/10 of the way to level 100, and we haven't even used any cheats yet. Well, I say cheats, but I mean glitches. You guys know what I mean. You can last until I get to the Pokemon Center, right? Yeah. Yeah. But man, I remember beating Pokemon Crystal on the Game Boy Color. I remember doing it, like, I had to use a warm light if I wasn't under a lamp or something. Trying to play Game Boy games in the car back then was so annoying, because you had this stupid little light on a bendy wire, and if you bent it too far out of shape at any time, it would never go back, and you would be stuck with a crappy wire that would throw light in a weird direction. That's why I skipped the Game Boy Advance. Or rather, I skipped the Game Boy Advance because I didn't have money, and I didn't really want it. Then Ruby and Sapphire were announced, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get a Game Boy Advance. But I saw in a Nintendo Power that somebody brought that the Game Boy Advance SP was coming out. And I was like, why would I get the regular Advance when the SP is coming out? So I just waited, saved my money, and bought an SP. And I had one like day one. You're right about that. Thank you, Oak. And that's how you manipulate the game to give you free Pokeballs. Alright. So guys, I think that is going to be where we leave off for now. With 5 shiny new Pokeballs in my belt for me to capture Pokemon with. Thank you guys for watching. I love going through Pokemon again. And trust me when I say this is going to be one of my favorite Let's Plays. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you have fun. Bye-bye!